Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. Hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far and thank you so much for joining me here today. Today we are renovating or redecorating Penny Pizzazz's apartment, which is 131221 Chic Street. Now I cannot take credit for this floor plan at all. It's actually by originally the one that I found anyway. I have no doubt that there are other creators that have done a very similar floor plan, but this is the one that I actually took inspiration from at Pazzarine. She's another Sims YouTuber, so absolute shout out to her for this amazing floor plan. But essentially what we're actually doing today is we are turning this into kind of like a mismatched, cluttered, boho chic kind of vibe. It seems that it's been a while since I've actually done a design like this on the channel, and I just thought it would be kind of cool to do. So we do start on the kitchen area here. As you can see, we do have like an open kitchen, living, dining space, and I just thought that worked really well with this apartment. I've actually turned this apartment into a 2-bedroom apartment before as well, so I was in the middle of doing this sort of thinking to myself, how on earth did I manage to do that? So it just goes to show how versatile some of these apartments are. But anyway, yeah, working on the kitchen area here, we do change the colour scheme, I think nearer the end when we're just finishing off the kitchen area, and I just have this burst of inspiration and I'm like, I need to go for like more of an orange turquoisey vibe, so that's what I ended up doing for the kitchen. But I actually really like it. The counters and cabinets are from Jungle Adventure and I just think everything works superbly well together. Now, one thing I did end up doing with this apartment is when I was taking the screenshots for the thumbnail, I started rejigging some of the furniture in the living space just to make it look a little bit more full for the thumbnail shot, because it just wasn't looking quite right, at least for my taste and my sort of style. And this is what I was talking about. So this is actually me having a test with the cooker and the fridge being blue, which I don't dislike. I don't dislike it whatsoever, but it just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't really speaking to me. And then I do also change the swatch of the cabinets and counters as well. I just think it works super well. And I'm sure I'm not the only one here, but I am struggling at the moment because we're waiting for the Sims 4 Horse Ranch to be released. I'm kind of struggling with builds and what I want to build and what I feel inspired to build. And so I figured it seems like, at least for me, it's been a little while since I've done an apartment build. So I figured we could just have a play around with this today. And I actually really enjoyed this. It gave me sort of this burst of inspiration and I really enjoyed the entire process. So you'll have to let me know what you think of this one in the comments down below. But yes, so I actually ended up cluttering up the counters quite a bit as well. Because when I was like, I drop down into that. I don't know if anyone else does this with the camera. I'll like drop down into the build to see what it's going to look like in screenshots, or to see how it's sort of looking, because it's really difficult to sort of gauge that when you're sort of looking in a bird's eye view sort of way. And so I'll dip in and dip out. It's just something that I do as part of the build process, and it's something that I've always done. But yeah, this is where we change the colour of the cabinets. But I'll sort of dip in and just make sure that everything is looking as I want it to. And I also use these tiles from Jungle Adventure as well, because it seems like, again, it's been a while since I've used these. When was the last time I used these tiles? It's been a while. It's been a long time. I did also use quite a lot of clutter items from various kits as well, so I feel like I should apologize for that, because I'm still not entirely sure how the community as a whole feels about kits. I'm very much, if they're great for bite-sized pieces of content and things that if you want in your game you can have them, and if you don't want them in your game then you don't have to have them. But for me, they're perfect for clutter and just like personalizing your Sims spaces and just making them feel a little bit more real, a little bit more alive. But anyway, that's that. If you don't have many of the kits, then you might be missing a few decor pieces, but nothing that's going to slow you down in the long term with this apartment. I do also pull out this like little tablet with the keyboard from one of the kits. I'm struggling with the names because we still can't filter by kit, we can only filter by kits. So I do struggle with with pieces and where they're actually from and what the kit's name is, so I'm so sorry. I genuinely, I think it was the one that Plumbella worked on, but the title is escaping me at this moment in time. But anyway, we move on to the living space here, and I do pull out this really cute chair from the high school years pack because it had that perfect boho theme, and I thought it worked really well. My favorite rug from Growing Together has made another appearance in another one of my builds. Are we surprised? I'm absolutely not surprised. I've spoken about this rug many times on the channel and told you guys how much I adore this rug. The colors, the texture, the everything is just perfect. Everything about that rug is utterly perfect, and I will not stop using it. It is my favorite rug until, of course, if and when another one takes its place. But I do also use this 2-seater sofa from, I believe it's from the Book Nook kit. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I just thought it worked really well in this space. And then I start pulling out various items and just trying to work out what seemed boho themed, what was going to fit with the apartment itself. The TV unit's actually from Tiny Living. It's a TV unit that I often overlook and don't often use, but I figured because of the space, I mean, I could have put just a normal telly on a normal TV stand, but I just thought this was a really good opportunity for me to use some different items and just try some different things. So that's definitely what I was trying to do with this apartment. Now, I also add this like kind of makeshifty wooden, like the vertical wooden columns on the back of the TV stand. I just think it adds a little bit of something to the space because it was looking a little bit empty, at least in my opinion. And then this is one of the things that I do end up changing off camera is the seat here, because oh yeah, okay, so I actually switch them round and then I switch them back off camera, and then I replace this seat with the one from the Paranormal Stuff pack because it tied in really nicely with like the pops of turquoise that I end up putting in throughout the sort of the space, and I just thought it worked a lot better. Now I also add this tiny little wardrobe from the High School Years pack. If I've got the space to do it, I like adding them in hallways so that your Sims can change into whatever clothes they want to if they're going out, or if they're coming in from a long day, maybe they want to put their comfy clothes on like I often do in real life. When I come in from work, you'd best believe my comfy clothes are coming on, my makeup's coming off, my hair is going in a messy bun. That is just how that works for me. I digress. Anyway, so this is the one and only bathroom. It's a really good size. I used a lot of items from the Growing Together pack, so I used the sink and the shower tub combination as well. I just thought that worked really well. And I also paired it with the mirror from Tiny Living and my usual cabinet from, I believe it's from Parenthood, above the toilet. Why I do this, I'm not entirely sure. It's something that I've done and will continue to do because it just seems like the right thing to do. And I often also forget that we can actually now add clutter to the top of the toilet, so it's something that sometimes I'll do when I remember that we can actually do that now, but I forgot to do that in this build. Then we move on to the bedroom. I actually really like how this bedroom came out. I used this bed from High School Years, which I think works really well, along with this rug from Growing Together, but in a different swatch because I thought it complemented the bed really well. And this bedside table's also from High School Years as well. We do use quite a few items from that pack because if you actually look quite closely, a lot of those items are kind of boho themed. Use this plant from Cottage Living. It's not a plant that I use very often because it's got like a weird shading effect sometimes inside, but I thought it worked really well where the windows met in the corner there. And then we just add some more clutter pieces, and that is pretty much it for this build. Super short and sweet today, but if you'd like to download this apartment, it's available on the gallery right now. My origin ID is RachelPedd. Tray files, as always, are linked down in the description box below. You can get them for free from Sim File Share. But thank you so much everyone for joining me here today as always. Thank you all so much. I love you all so much. You all take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.